let's try this, and if it doesn't work, I'll stop and I'll talk about this. How do we get more resources and budget? So can anybody share one, to get us started, one story about how they were able to get more money or headcount internally? Someone? What do you guys need to get more money? No? Metrics. Revenues. What are the metrics? Is it straight sales? Customer names? Customer data. Yep. Anybody else? All right. Trying here. Profits. Who here can get the CEO's time? I'm just curious. Who here can get the CEO's time for an hour? That's good. Not great, actually. Yes. I mean, it was about 20%. I don't know. It feels like to me, you know, you should be able to get a CEO's time for an hour on this at least once a month. I don't know how I don't know how we all survive in 10 years without getting good at this stuff. Yes. Well, that's good. Okay. All right. Listen. Thanks for trying to do that with me. I just didn't want to talk about Facebook, how it's the biggest country in the world, and how Twitter, is going to, take over this. And okay, let's talk about cookies for a sec. This is like going to a gunfight with a knife, in my opinion, if you don't have cookies. So, who here drops their own cookie or pixel when your own, not one of your ad networks or one of your marketing partners like Google, but who here drops their own cookie or pixel when someone visits your website? So your own meaning yours, not core metrics, not, okay, so about 4 or 5 hands. In 3 years, I implore you that all of you be dropping your own pixel. The reason you can go to Google and buy such great targeted ad inventory is that they've dropped pixels on your consumers. We need to get good at this. This is kind of hard stuff. It's hard to find people to do it, but your agencies can figure this out, and I think that we'll be all dramatically sort of better prepared to know who your audience is, where it came from before it came to your site, where it goes when it leaves your site. If you run multiple sites, microsites, or multiple brands, audience overlaps, the different profile of these audiences, the retargeting of these audiences, right? So lots of good stuff to be gained from dropping pixels or cookies. So that's my cookie pitch. And we have time, I think, for a few questions. Yes.
What do you think the best approach to that is?
I think it's what you'd expect. It's a combination of Quantcast, Google, lots of search, lots of asking your current consumers what they read, where they spend their time. A couple interns for a month. I mean, again, I don't think it's rocket science as much as being diligent about it, building the list, and then thinking about how to interact with those sites, either besides buying ads or sending them free stuff once a quarter. Because the audience is there on a very frequent basis. In terms of, people, when they find a favorite blog or favorite blogs, they tend to be quite loyal over a period of time. Yes?
You talked about PR and renting versus leasing briefly, and I'm wondering if you're just saying editorial versus advertising in a way, that you're saying that instead of pitching blogs, companies should be looking for ways to integrate content into the blogs that they care about. Is that
yes, exactly.
the deal?
It is, and I'm suggesting doesn't work for all brands or all categories. Could you then make it programmatical, meaning would they adopt that content on a regular basis? Or would they install something on their site that allow you to feed content into that on a regular basis?
Thank you.
Yes?
How are students going to have time to develop, say, talking about on a daily basis.
Stop doing that direct mail. Take the money, hire 6 people, partner with a great editorial partner, and produce it. It's not about time, and it's not about money. This is about commitment and headcount. Right? The reason Starbucks is so successful socially is they have a significant size, comparatively, social media team. 5 or 6 full-time people, might be 10 by now. Most of us are struggling with half a person. The ROI in this stuff is fantastic. It's hard to find sometimes, and we don't have the historical metrics. But just look at, again, just go to the blue box, see what's being recycled. Yes.
Where do you think that social media should live within the company? I know that there's many cross-functional partners involved, but is it under PR? Do you think it's under the digital team? That sort of thing.
I think it should be under the title of a vice president of audience development. So I think there's a new role inside of your brands, and it's called audience development. How do you build, engage, and grow your audiences? Yes.
Are there any services or companies that exist to help quantify social spread, or what you were talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I think Radian 6 and the kind of social monitoring is a good place to start. I think Bitly have something now called Bitly Pro that is a very powerful tool around seeing what content's being forwarded and then who is reading it and opening it once it's been forwarded or once the URL has been shortened. Those are 2 that come to mind, and there's probably more. And that's a great question. What I have noticed, by the way, being inside some brands recently, is that people would love a dashboard that starts to pull this stuff together. Right? We've got core metrics, kind of clunky, but it works. We've got Google Analytics. I saw this company called Chartbeat last month that was giving you real-time statistics, off your homepage around who's clicking on what, and what you really want is to be able to pull that together some way, right? And wake up in the morning and see, okay, what happened last night? Sales, visits, fan likes, new followers, and so on, right? That I haven't been able to find yet. Yeah.
Thank you for a wonderful presentation. It's content rich. Is it possible to get a soft or a hard copy of it? Because you had a lot of stuff you went through, and it looked really interesting.
No. Yeah. Yes, of course. Of course. I will. Just give me your card or whatever, and we'll get it out to you. I should have brought some USBs. Anybody else? All right. Thanks very much.